What's up, everybody? Just checking in here. Like I said last video, I was expecting to have my motor installed by now. Unfortunately, I didn't. A couple problems I ran into. I had some connectors. One, for instance, my knock sensor connector was brittle and broken, and when the motor's installed, it is a pain in the ass to get to. And another thing that kind of held us back was my transmission. We wanted to put it together, made it together with the engine, and basically there were some bolts that are like a one-time use only bolt that connects the flex plate and the torque converter together, and so I had to get those. And I also had to get this T4 turbo gasket here. The CX Racing one, I was told, is a piece of shit. It's a layered gasket, so eventually it's going to fail on you. I also had to get a 45-degree angle turbo drain fitting. The one I was using, I wasn't able to clock the turbo correctly and have it angled down far enough to drain properly, so I'm going with the 45-degree angle. Hopefully that works out. A few other connectors. I had some coil pack connectors, APPS connector, some other connectors, but quite a handful of connectors that need to be replaced. That just kind of put a halt to things. It's one of the problems that you come across when doing a build this big, I guess. And this is just like one of the hiccups that happens, and have to deal with it. And moving forward, we're going to put all this stuff together, and hopefully we can get this motor in sooner than later. Okay, so basically I'm going to start with a coil pack connector. This is the brand new one. This is one that I've already replaced. It's missing the little clip here though to seal the wire terminals in place properly. But one thing that you do at this, if you're new at this, is right here are a couple little grooves. So you need to get a really tiny ass flathead screwdriver, like kind of watch tool or whatever, something small enough anyways. And there's these little holes right there, and you just poke through, and that pops this little upper piece out, so you have more access basically to the terminal. So once that's exposed, they're broken off in here, but down basically right here are these little black clips that hold in your wires. They kind of click in when you push them in, and it clicks it in place. So you got to move those or break them off depending on, you know, your approach, and then that'll free up the wires to be pulled out safely, still connected to the terminals. So all you have to do is take your new connector, same thing, take the little piece off here, and expose it more, and you just push them through the same terminal they came out of, and you'll hear it click. If you don't hear it click, it's not sealed. Once that's happened, this white guy right here, that's so racist, this white piece right here pushes in, and you're done. And you put this back on, call it a day on the coil pack connector for the IS300. Okay, same rule applies here for the knock sensor. You basically just have one terminal this time instead of two, but you have the similar white piece here that pushes in and pulls out to free up the wire, and then you just pull it out from there and put the new one on, hear it click, push that back in, and you're good. Okay, here is the APPS connector for the APPS sensor. What that stands for is accelerator pedal position sensor. Works the same way as the other connectors I just showed you. It's got a white clip here that pushes in once the wires are installed. And make sure that you put them in the right order that they came out of. There are 4 terminals on this one, so make sure that you don't get those mixed up. That definitely would play a factor in things. So yeah, just like the other ones, very simple. And here we go. Okay, this is the TCM connector, throttle control motor connector. 4 terminal. The one that's on my wire harness right now is black. The wiring book for this car does say gray. I checked both sensors out. They are identical, just different color for whatever reason is on the one I currently have, but it's busted anyway, so it don't matter. But same rule applies here. This little white piece kind of slides in and out just like the others, and then once it's all connected, make sure it's all the same, and it pushes in and clicks on. Good to go. Okay, so I got my coil pack connectors all installed and hooked back up. Looking good. My knock sensor, which is right here. See how tucked away that is? It's very tough to get to, so that is hooked up and plugged in, good to go now. Here is the APPS sensor, or connector, not sensor. APPS connector, good to go. And also the new TCM connector, throttle control motor. All set up, looking good. All right, next stuff. Okay, so here's my BorgWarner Turbo with my old drain line. Basically what I had to do is get a 45-degree angle drain fitting because I was running into the problem that I wasn't getting the proper angle, and as thick as these PTFE fittings are compared to regular fittings, there's very little space for clocking it to angle down, so the 45-degree was definitely necessary. This is just mocked up. This isn't where it's gonna be or anything, so, but I know for sure this will help out. So I just got to reattach this new fitting to this hose, which shouldn't be a problem, and that part will be finished as well. Okay, went ahead and got the fitting put on the hose for the turbo drain, and ideally this should be about the angle I need. It'll probably sit somewhere like this and give me the proper drain that I'll need. And yep, that part of things is now complete as well. Okay, that's gonna do it for the video today. Hopefully I got everything covered now, and the next video is gonna have the install of the motor, and hopefully nothing gets in the way this time like it did last time. So pretty sure I got everything covered, but you never know, things happen. So till next time, take it easy.